Welcome to New Game Plus, a retro gaming podcast where three guys spend 7 days playing one old game and then we talk about it. My name's Dustin.
My name is Kenny.
Nolan.
And this is episode 322, and here we are.
This is
Here
it.
we are. In GP Studios.
Final episode. It's been a great run.
No, that's not what we're doing.
No?
If you're listening to us via audio and you haven't been deep into the NGP community, you might be saying, what are we talking about? For everyone else, you kind of have a good idea because all of this last week, it has been spring break, and I traveled across the United States to spend
miles upon miles.
an entire week, thereabouts,
Most of.
with my best friends, Nolan and Kenny. And over the past few days, we have recorded non-stop content, and every night we've done live streams as well.
We have taken breaks to feed ourselves and to sleep.
Barely.
It's not been nonstop.
I mean, I've been sleeping, but I don't feel like I'm rested at all.
When
I'm
you're
so
sleeping, you
tired.
dream of being podcasting.
I stress about podcasting, and then I don't sleep well.
We have been able to do this because of our patrons. So
Yeah.
we've only recorded bodily in the same place one time before, and it was on our 1 year anniversary,
Knees
which was,
touching.
which
Yeah,
was really
years
cool.
ago.
Y'all came and surprised me for my birthday, and it was right around that time, so we were able to record our 100th episode together. Is that 50th episode together? Because that's 1 year.
100 sounds right.
I don't know. It was
50 episodes is 1 year.
a long time ago.
Anyways, this is the first time we're actually doing it like this, and if you're watching via video, you see we have a studio set up.
Yeah, it's legitness. I wish, I keep saying this, I wish we could share what it looks like behind the scenes, but that looks pretty good. That looks
Yeah.
good enough.
You don't
It's
want
because
to
it-
pull back the
no.
curtain.
There are cords
No,
all over the
there's,
floor.
There's trash cans. There's a stray cat.
Dead
a
body.
homeless guy.
Yeah.
Since we're shooting in an
There's
alley.
not a homeless
All
guy
of those
in
things
here.
are
We're
here.
in an alley.
Y'all are so funny. You just made me dribble and spits. It's two characters from the game that we played this week.
Wait, in person
In-person
Segway
Segway-
sucks.
Oh, you like him better when I'm
Yes.
gone?
Yes, because they don't have to
Go,
look at you.
go home. Get out
Dribble-
of here and try again.
Dribble and spits, just like our retro game of the week, WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Games.
Games.
Overview.
WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Game, money sign, exclamation point. That's how it's stylized.
You don't say those parts of it.
You're so contrarian.
The Wikipedia article doesn't say those things. It's just on the box art.
Yeah, but Wikipedia is not the boss.
Yes, it is.
No.
Wikipedia does.
Wikipedia is the boss. It's consensus.
Wiki-
It's accurate.
Wikipedia is the boss. Wikipedia does have the stylized
Not the
things
one
there.
I've seen. I think we looked at a different Wikipedia.
Regardless or irregardless,
Okay.
No.
it is Mega Party Game, money sign, exclamation point. And it is considered a remake, and it is not.
It's not a remake at all.
You don't know because you didn't play the original.
It is
you did.
a
A modification.
It's a modification of I want to say the B word.
Can't.
It's a second serving. It's
No,
leftovers.
the other B word.
It's leftovers.
Here's the thing.
It is leftovers.
The same thing, but you're like microwaving it up, serving it up again.
That's a good way to put it. If you're Kenny.
On the Game Boy Advance, micro games.
WarioWare Inc.
WarioWare Inc. came out. Nolan played it growing up, and
Yeah.
it's a series of mini games, but it's some other things that are going on there. And it's Wario humor to the core, meaning troll.
It's troll, but it's important to say that WarioWare brought it to another level. Like they were already self-aware of that character.
Sure.
If you play his
Oh,
first
but
games,
they-
Wario Land,
Sure.
Dude,
dude,
to another
this
level.
one takes it to the next level of insanity that defined that character even further.
I would call this iteration a repackaging. How about that?
It totally is.
Okay, it's a repackaging of the GBA title. And so you can play both single player and multiplayer, and it is a series of micro games. So think Mario Party, but
Yeah.
the games are only 5 seconds each.
Yep. That's no, literally.
Yeah, it's Mario Party, but 5 seconds each. And so that being said, you can understand that the big focus here with the Mega Party games is multiplayer. In fact, that's why they repackaged it. GBA, you couldn't do that. It's single player exclusive. And then here, when they brought it to a console, which I didn't even say the console, it's GameCube in 2003. When they brought it to the console, they said, we want it to now be multiplayer.
And it's multiplayer first for sure. It's like Call of Duty in this fact that it's multiplayer first. Yes, there's a campaign. Yes, there's a single player. Don't play this game for the single player. Play the Game Boy one for the single player.
So this is Call of Duty?
Yeah, and Dark Souls. It's totally multiplayer focused. Like, I wouldn't play the game single player at all. It makes no sense. Just play the Game Boy one if you're by yourself.
Well,
Episode's over.
That is a take early in the episode. We are in the overview, and you just read your final notes.
No, I didn't.
Usually we talk about story.
I mean, the story of this game is the emotional roller coaster you go on as the player. It's a meta story that's
For
really
a mega game?
a reflection of and criticism of modern society.
Okay. So there's no story. There's no story in this game. Again, it's just a series of these 5-second games that you play in rapid succession, either by yourself or body to body with your best friends.
Knees touching. This is Intelligent Systems too that developed this one.
Oh, the second one.
Yeah, the second one. What?
It is?
Yes. And Nintendo R&D 1. I mean, are y'all making
The first
jokes?
one?
No. What game are we talking about this week?
WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Games.
Right?
It was a joke because you said
Terrible joke.
No, okay, go.
I was laughing with you.
That team is the team that did Fire Emblem 7, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. The Nintendo R&D 1 team is like goated. They've done everything. And so I'm kind of surprised that they were the team developing this game.
Gameplay.
You said a series of minigames and compared it to a Mario Party.
Right.
I don't.
He compared it to Call of Duty.
And you compared it to Call of
I
Duty.
said Call of Duty.
I don't feel like
Out of my mouth.
that does it justice as to the experience of what this game is, because you said and Dustin, you also said 5-second long mini games. You might be overshooting slightly.
There's you did
There-
didn't see, but it's 5. It counts down from 5.
Wait, sure, but
It felt shorter, yeah.
the
in
whole
moment.
point is these very intentionally random and varied, intentionally simplistic, sort of one task at a time mini games that feels more like, to me, just tone. I'm not saying this is what it is, but it feels more like early PC era Flash games
Yes.
than it feels like polished,
Absolutely.
like
Yeah.
complete package. And it comes with that humor as well of kind of irreverent and chaotic, and it doesn't feel like a normal kind of video game. And I think we've tried to make that clear so far, but this is the most different and unique thing we've maybe played on this show outside of like Color a Dinosaur. It's completely unique
It is.
in what it's trying to do.
I feel like there's probably a Color Dinosaur minigame in the game.
Okay, so to paint the picture of what maybe a screen looks like, a screen will pop up and it will give you typically a one-word command or directive. And within a second or two, you are needing to react to that command. You might have a command that says something like jump or dodge, normal, or you might have a command that says something like squirt.
Yeah.
And then you have 5 seconds to either jump, dodge, or squirt.
Yeah.
And based on whatever else is happening on the screen. Basically, the first time you play through this game, you're not going to succeed on the majority of these because it's
Correct.
learning what it wanted you to do. Because our brains don't work.
Yeah,
that fast.
but I will say that they designed them in a way that lets you. Some of them you will succeed on your first try.
Some of them.
Absolutely.
Because they are, again, pretty simple. But then the ones that have like inverted controls, like D-pad controls, like, okay, that's not intuitive. But next time you'll be able to do it.
The ones that felt like you could see them, figure them out, and at least give it a shot were the most rewarding to me. I did not have nearly as much fun replaying challenges as I did getting served them up the first time and trying to like
Oh, really?
like master them in that moment. That to me was sort of intriguing and felt sort of puzzle-ish. After that, once you know them, it feels like weird memorization tests. It's like doing your multiplication tables in 3rd grade, but
Yeah.
where the teacher throws rocks at you if you miss a question or something. It's so strange.
That's cool. I will say,
What's cool?
I will say that the way they alter the game so that it doesn't feel, so it does feel fresh, is they speed it up, which for some people doesn't make it feel fresh. Kenny is not a speed guy. You aren't either. You talked about that like yesterday, how Sonic's not your
No,
first
I
one.
like
Just
going slow.
Slow, yeah. So they speed it up, but they also throw curveballs too. Like on the squirt one, on the eye drop one, it instead of dropping the drop into the eye zaps a
Sounds
laser
absurd.
out of its eye, and you kill the squirt bottle. Like they'll do stuff like that, which does make it feel fresh. Again, the first game, the Game Boy Advance game, does that better. Because in this format, it speeds up like in 3 games. It depends on the mini game you're playing, but
I mentioned Dribble and Spitz at the beginning. Those are 2 characters associated with Wario. You've got a variety of characters from the Wario series that lead these categories of minigames. And so you've got various categories like sports or sci-fi or nature. You've also got categories like Nintendo, reality, and strange.
Strange. I don't ever want to relive.
Strange. Yeah, and the games within those categories are those things. So Nintendo has some actually like Nintendo games that you have to do something.
Oh yeah, a bunch of them. You see Donkey Kong,
Yeah.
you see Super Mario, variations of Super Mario.
Legend of Zelda.
You see Zelda, yep.
the Rob machine grabbing the discs.
Oh yeah,
ROB,
that is ROB. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So many.
And a Duck Hunt even.
Yep.
Like you've
Yes.
got, and you have to do the things. Now you're not playing the full game. You have 5 seconds to shoot the duck that comes across. Or if you're Link, you have to go into the cave. That's all
Right.
you have to
Yeah.
do.
Or you're Samus literally shooting the final boss of the
Mother
game,
Brain, yeah.
and you got a second and a
That's my
half to
favorite.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my
What?
favorite part. But in the single player mode, all you are in is you're in an elevator and it goes to the next floor, doors open, and you're playing a game from that category. If you win, doors close, you go to the next floor. If you lose, the bush falls over.
Yep.
And you disappoint the face of the character on the elevator,
And you lose a life.
and you lose a life. But if you every 20 floors or so, I don't really know how when the bosses came, but a boss comes. Now, you might think boss might mean like some big creature to fight, a Bowser type thing. Sometimes it's just another stage, but a lot longer.
Yeah, it's a 15-second or 20-second mini game instead of a 5 or 3-second mini game.
That's not
The,
boss.
the stakes are higher. You made it that far, and then it feels like, okay, I cannot mess up, and you definitely will.
And most of the mini games, it's 1 or 2 actions or 1 or 2 distinct things. Most of the times on the boss, you have to do something more than once. You have to be consistent and good at this skill for a longer period of time.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, and that's just fun fact. That elevator shot of what you're looking at in this game is a Smash Brothers stage in Brawl, I think, or
Really?
Smash 4.
Interesting
And you go
reference.
into the different mini games while you're fighting on the stage. Like,
Well, that's crazy.
And you have to dodge or you lose.
Now I have a question for you, and I think I know the answer, but I just want to get clarity here. Every one of those micro games that we're playing in the elevator are direct rips from the GBA game.
I think literally.
Just directly pulled over.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're the same games.
They
yes.
even show you in the game that
Game
they're
Boy.
overtly doing that because the way it presents it to you when you like start playing the mini
It
game
makes the Game Boy
is
chime.
a GBA like falls onto your screen, grows arms and legs, and like walks up to you and shoves its view into you. So it's like you're playing a GBA on
Yeah.
on
It's the same
GameCube.
games.
Yeah. So my first play,
Is really good.
I
It's
didn't.
so funny.
I didn't know what to expect. I knew it would probably be trolly, but I had no idea.
not
I'd never
this.
played any of these. Not
Yeah,
this.
there's
not
no
this.
idea you would have
and
expected
there's a reason I
this.
didn't prepare you.
No, I'm
fully.
glad
I
you
just
didn't.
wanted you to see what it was about.
It was absolutely absurd, and I could not wrap my mind around that this was happening.
It was the least amount of commentary in a first play we've done because you just spent so much of it just staring in disbelief that you just saw that.
Just thinking of it makes me laugh again.
I
You're
gotta
just
watch
like
it again.
staring at the camera like
Bec-
real.
If you're not expecting that, and then And it doesn't explain, which is great. This is one of those games where I'm glad it doesn't explain. That's the game.
It throws you.
Oh, come on. It throws you in and just starts putting things on the screen that you have to react
what would
to.
the tutorial even
No,
be?
no. 90% of the time I agree, and in spirit for the type of game it is, I agree. There were certain mini games. Most of them were very intuitive. You knew if I move my cursor, this happens. If I hit a button, it's going to do this main primary action. There were a few of them that it was super unclear.
Yeah.
And the problem is you can't go back and try one again that you failed
Wrong.
until it randomly comes up for you
Within that game.
within that
You
game.
can back out, go to the album, find the game, and do that. But that defeats the purpose of the game. You said your favorite was coming through it the first time and being surprised.
Right, and figuring them out. And that's fun. I don't want to go back and then like figure it out and then just do the same thing over and over again.
But of course, there are games that you're not going to be able to do that to all of them. Then it's not a game. Then you're the best person ever.
No, I would like a game where of this type where it's puzzles and you have to figure them out quickly. That's not what this game is.
No, no, it's not.
Right. That's not this game.
Because the single player is trash. I've said. The multiplayer focus is the main point of the game, and we got to actually experience it. We normally don't with multiplayer games. We're like, man, if we could have just been together, even online, if we could have played together, that would have been great. We actually sat on each other on a couch and experienced this game, which is, I think, mandatory if you're going to experience the game.
Sit on your friends on a couch and play
with a controller. What do you have? Are
what
you
is he
crazy?
doing? He doesn't like to sit with us.
No,
he didn't want to sit on the couch.
Oh, that is why. He's mad.
I did not want to sit on the couch. It was too small, and
It's a love seat.
yeah, it
I
was
love
uncomfortable. But the uncomfortableness fit with the type of game we were playing, so I'll give it to them, I guess. I both agree and disagree. The reason for doing the GameCube portion of this game is to give it multiplayer.
Sure.
Yes.
I won't agree that that's an exceptionally better experience than the single player.
It is.
I absolutely think
It's I don't know, we'll talk about it more, but
I'll help you with the existence of the GBA version. It is a better experience on this version of this GameCube game. The multiplayer is better than the single player.
If they could have found a way to let you do a more authentic multiplayer experience, maybe. But all of the multiplayer portions of this game were watch one player do it and like interrupt them or mess with them. It wasn't competitive. We didn't both try and catch the dropping straw, and whoever caught it closest to the center won.
It was
or
competitive,
whoever caught it
Kenny.
first won.
It was competitive because one of the games is, yes, one player is playing through mini games, a series of them.
Mini games.
Many
games.
And the other two are controlling characters that are on the TV, blocking that player from succeeding in those mini games. That's hilarious and competitive.
Which is funny and fun.
Yeah.
But isn't a good game.
I think we laughed so hard.
It accomplishes its purpose. Sure, it's no Monopoly.
It's a party game, Kenny. It's a party game. It's not a competitive esports game.
Right. It isn't a It's not a good game, like in the sense of like, oh man, this is great. But it serves its purpose of being a party game. It's a totally different kind of experience. We partied on that love seat. True or false?
Had a party.
True or false? Did we party on the love seat?
We partied a little bit.
And we did that live.
You can watch it.
You can watch that. We did that live on our YouTube channel, and you can find that on our YouTube. That's youtube.com/newgameplus.
They can watch it live even if they have a time machine.
You should be a character from WarioWare. You fit. Your sense of humor fits.
Okay, so they've got 8 different kinds of multiplayer games. I don't remember all of them. We didn't play all of them. They've got one where the 2 players that are not playing are mashing the A button if they remember to.
Yeah, that was obnoxious.
And a balloon is growing.
I won that one.
And I lost both times we played it.
No, I won that one.
No, okay. And you're switching out who's playing the micro games, the mini games, and if the balloon pops while you're playing the micro games, then you lose.
Succeeding at the micro game gets you out of the hot seat, and you can go back to mashing. That was my favorite one, I think. I put it as
like
my
that
favorite.
one. There was that one we already mentioned where the other 2 are trolls. You can get in the way, make yourself big, and
Some of them are impossible.
where they can't even see anything. Kenny gave up and went and stood in a corner when Nolan was
There's
playing.
one that was on you that was like hold right and hit A, or hold A and hit right, and we blocked both.
Couldn't even see the inputs.
both sentences, and you were like, I don't.
Yeah, I can't see the inputs. But there's 8 of them. I think you can also unlock some things where you can play jump rope together. So yes, it's not your normal
There you go,
kind
Kenny.
of game.
We can play
Kenny.
jump rope at the same time. The other one I really liked was Pass the Controller.
Yeah.
I do like Pass the Controller setups. And so there's one where you're track stars in really tight
just
uniforms with booties out. And Big K, Big Noel, and Big Dust went through and you just hand off games until someone loses.
Yeah.
And I think that's simple and fun.
Well, when you lose, you're out and you keep going until the last person standing. Playing with 3 people, maybe not as fun as like 4 people,
It goes to
5
16?
people, 6 people. 16?
It goes to 16. That's actually impressive.
That's insane.
With GameCube, couldn't you have extenders and like you could have multiple controllers?
Yeah, because you remember how many slots there were when you like choose one? It said new like 16.
Yeah, there's so many.
That
16.
actually is kind of impressive.
Yeah, so maybe next time we just need more friends.
Yeah, same size couch though.
No, I really do think that would change the dynamic. I think your enjoyment would
One
go up,
couch
Kenny.
with 16 people, you'd love it.
It'd be great.
Aged.
We're spoiled this week.
Yeah, because we
Yes.
get to be together.
Right. Nobody who's playing WarioWare,
Gets to be
most
together.
people aren't going to be playing this with their friends on a couch.
And you must be,
Ooh,
in my opinion.
Okay.
You must be.
And I do think it's an important part of the experience of the game, and the humor that this game does have to offer shines the most in those cases.
When did couch co-op stop becoming a thing? Because this is
When they-
2003.
Yeah, when they ran out of couches.
Halo.
I meant to ask you.
Yeah, online Halo, and then after
Halo 2?
No,
Xbox
Halo
Live.
2 era.
Xbox Live.
post Halo 2 era.
Xbox Live, fans.
So we're talking about 2007 or 8.
I think before that. But
yeah,
yes.
but like
But yes.
it's not like a moment where it dies.
Right.
Yes, 2007.
It's still, I mean, some people are still couching
some
and
Sure.
co-oping, but it is a very few because of COVID.
in 2007.
I mean, right now it's in 2007.
No.
I mean, if you want to actually look at it and give like a real answer, you can use Halo as a example. And at one point, but not at 2 and not at 3, at one point they literally stop giving you the option to do split screen locally. I don't know if you guys have realized
on
that.
some of the games,
Really?
yeah.
But on I think 5, no longer an option. The expectation is if you're going to
why
play
would
with
you?
someone else,
Yeah.
they have a separate TV and a separate console. You literally don't have the option to do it anymore. It's truly dead.
And the gameplay is better. Playing GoldenEye with 4 very small squares where everybody could watch everything. You'll probably seen the it's memes or just graphics of 4 friends playing together, but 2 are on a couch, 2 are on the floor, and they've got cardboard. That's dividing.
Blocking screen shooters.
And so it's a better gameplay experience not doing that and having your own, but it's not as good of a friend experience.
Right.
There's something.
Absolutely.
There's only something that can be built in the fires of the love seat when you are
The
together
loins.
and sweating.
It was hot in the room.
True.
There is
Really
something
hot.
special about that, and you just don't get that anymore. In part, we're grown men that live in different places.
Sure.
But even if we are grown men that live in same places, we're probably not couch co-oping
Not
too
often. Not
No.
often.
Because
More
you-
often.
Well,
No, because you go to your desk, and
Right.
we all go to our desk, and we get in Discord.
Right.
'cause
Even
it's
here, we
better.
would play multiplayer games
It's-
in most cases,
Yeah.
not on a couch
an
together.
evolution of couch co-op
Yep.
where we're all on our own couches.
I think that
And it's
evolution
sad.
it's sad, but it is also for the best. I think in general to have online first experience, because some people we can't be in person like you just said, but also it's more convenient, and it's just the way that it is. I do think some of these games like this and Smash can still live on for a long time and be enjoyed. It's just going to happen it's going to happen once a year, like when we get together, right?
I know I'm a curmudgeon, but it's better in person.
No, I think so too.
There are advantages
well,
to the
no, I
other,
don't.
but
Okay, but
It's
the
better in
point here
person.
that we're making in our age section is that you can't really do that
right
anymore.
That a lot of the experience that we enjoyed about this game isn't going to be valid for people that are listening to this
Right.
episode and going, "Oh, should I pick that up?"
Right.
Maybe it is. Maybe maybe you're a parent who's got a couple of older kids and you want a funny interactive game that's simple but that you can laugh about together, and you are going to sit down on a couch and play it. Like there will be versions of life that people hear this and go like, oh yeah, that could work for me. But a lot of people, it's not going to be the same experience. And to some degree, even the type of humor feels dated. I know I said it reminds me of an old early internet Flash game. It's still funny. It's still like the whole meta sort of trolley thing is still like, it's still enjoyable. We had a good time playing it. I don't think it's as funny now as it was then.
No. WarioWare games those games are Nintendo's most like self-aware, insane, actually funny because of that. Like they embraced like there was a meme. The mini games are memes, but in 2000 whatever, before memes on the internet were a thing.
WarioWare invented memes.
Yes, and it's still
this
funny.
Guy.
WarioWare.
I think that WarioWare and the creators of WarioWare Inc. were like on it, and the humor is just as funny as when I loved that GBA game.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion. I think it's funny. So I don't know if it's aged. Can we talk about the things we typically talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about the look of it.
Graphics.
It looked like a Game Boy Advance.
Graphics looked like a Game Boy Advance game, but again, you mentioned earlier that the style is someone made something in paint, but it's intentionally so.
It's intentionally bad, but it's irreverent and silly and bad. But that doesn't mean you can't see it and also be kind of bothered by the fact that it's bad.
And so I think that it worked. Oh, so you're bothered by it. I'm not bothered by it. I think that it's fun. It's fine. It fits the vibe and the theme and everything that's going on. I think it works. I think it's great.
I think it's fine. It's just straight up. I think they reused a ton of Game Boy Advance assets.
I don't think they reused. I think they took the game and just emulated it.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Right.
But
like everything was created here.
And it's fine. Yeah. But if you're going to do the GameCube thing, I think at least some of it needs to look GameCube-ish.
Yeah.
To at least make it stand out from the other one. This one literally just feels like it could have been like a multiplayer mode on the Game Boy Advance 1.
Here's what it feels like to me. I know you rattled off which studios also worked on this game. This is a funny joke. But yeah. But what it felt like to me was Nintendo had a bunch of really underperforming summer interns, like 400 of them. And in a week, they realized they were supposed to put a game together at the end. And everybody was like, well, let's just all make one mini game and then let's compile them into the weirdest mini game soup.
Hold on.
And then let's call that a funny thing. And then whoever they presented this to went, well, we got to make a game out of it, so let's find at least a really funny way of combining all of these things. And that person was pretty good at their job.
The disrespect is insane.
Okay.
But the people making the mini games
but I can
phoning it in.
I see where... Oh, see,
Did you say phoned in?
The mini games themselves, absolutely.
No.
You
haven't played the game.
You're right. 7 different mini games where the exact mini game is the bar going all the way to the top and hitting the button at the same time is creativity.
Boys,
oh my
boys,
gosh.
Boys. I don't agree with a lot of that. I think the mini games is fine. I think it's intentionally edgy in the way that they're presenting it. I think, though, unfortunately, that goes to the way that the rest of this game shows itself. So even like the stage selections or the different are just this ugly building and various doors that you can go through. Like there's not much UI creatively that is implemented here throughout this game. I love the mini game portion of things, but I'm just talking about like it does feel like hey, we've got this game on GBA, let's put it here without much work gone into it to make it that.
Yeah.
That's what I agree with, but you went too far.
No, they're trolling.
Yes.
And they're trolling on purpose, and that's fine. But I, the player, am the one who is getting trolled. Like, it might be funny at school to see a kid get bullied and picked on, like, objectively, because the bully says something funny.
We don't condone that.
It might be in situations, but we don't condone that. And we are the ones getting bullied by the developers in this game.
Nintendo's the bully?
Yes.
Nintendo has a game you might like. It's called Mario.
I mean, yes.
Maybe you'll like that.
But, like, maybe that's the game you were looking for. Mario Party. Let me tell you about Mario Party.
I do love Mario,
yes,
and I do love Mario
trolled,
Party.
and you love it. You're like, Wario is nasty. Why am I playing this? And you're smiling really big.
You
And
had fun playing with us.
You had fun. Well, he lost a lot. He didn't
I
have fun.
had a little
Oh,
bit of
he's
fun
bad.
being with
know
you
he's bad.
guys playing a game.
A game.
I would have
really-
rather it been a different game though,
People enjoyed watching us play it.
They loved
Sure.
watching us play that game.
because we were getting trolled.
It's a great party
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You just don't like playing a game where you're getting trolled.
Correct. I don't want to be the punchline.
game. You play Trundle in League of Legends.
It's bringing back memories of when he was picked on at his home school in middle school.
At home school.
He mentioned rocks being thrown at him
That
while
guy-
he's in middle school.
that
Wait a
guy
minute.
that guy in the mirror that was so mean to me.
$47. So you're buying a used
Full price. What?
full
I mean,
a full price GameCube game.
that's not full price. 60
That's
bucks.
already a different game.
How much is it new?
207.
Wow.
Okay, so if we do
That's
the math
fair.
per mini game, that's only like
a lot of mini
15 cents each.
Well, you can find a copy if you want to
I kind of do want a copy.
for 207.
No. For $5.
Eh.
Final thoughts.
At the end of each and every one of our episodes, we determine whether or not the game gets our vote for New Game Plus status. It does require 2/3 of the votes to swing one way or the other, and it is our general thumbs up or thumbs down. Man, okay, Nolan, you are the Wario boy.
Yeah.
So you,
Yeah.
Kenny, me. Boom.
I have a unique perspective on it because I really, really love WarioWare Inc. for the Game Boy Advance.
Right. Which
My-
is not this game.
My top Game Boy Advance game. Top three.
No.
Top three. I'm telling you
Because
guys.
I've played Game Boy Advance games and they're so
yeah,
good. And
that's
why am
a
I talking? Why are we
really
talking?
hot take.
Why are y'all talking?
I don't know. It's your turn.
Listen to me.
You have the floor.
Metroid Fusion, Superstar Saga, Castlevania. This game, like this, defined my time with the console.
That's
I
fair.
love that game. Stop talking. This one was a disappointment to me when it was drawn. I was like, great. It's because I got hype. I thought it was the game, but I actually forgot this one existed. Garlisle was on my side too. He was like, oh, okay. I haven't played any of the other WarioWare in games, so I'm only comparing to that one game. And I'm barely giving this one New Game Plus because of how much fun we had. Now, I understand most people, when they try to play this game correctly, which I think the correct way is in the same room, you won't get the full experience. That single player, don't play it. Just go. I would recommend you to play the original first. And then if you want to check this one out, the single player experience, you can. But I give it New Game Plus because of how much fun we had. Like, that is one of the better party games on GameCube. I love Smash Melee. I like Mario Party. I don't love Mario Party. I loved that. But I do think a lot of that was because of my experience, which is fine. I'm giving it New Game Plus.
All right.
I think it's good.
That's one yes. I wonder what the curmudgeon, the homeschooled curmudgeon is going to say.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
surprise.
Because you got pooped on?
Ed, don't talk.
No, I'm talking. Y'all talked on
I
that.
I have the floor. No.
Okay.
The humor here is funny, but it's funny once. You know, it's a joke, and you hear it the first time, and you're like, you know, that was great. And then like you have that friend that retells the joke for the fourth time in front of another set of friends, and you're just rolling your eyes and groaning. That's this game. It's the humor is funny. I'm not gonna take that away. There is appeal to playing this game, especially the first time you play it, because you're exploring what it has to offer. And the mini games are ridiculous, but like the giant eyeball shows up on the screen and you gotta squirt the squirter in it, or some of the other like weird, uncomfortable moments, and like you're gonna react, and it's gonna be an experience that's memorable.
Mhm.
I would never go back and play this game a second time. The multiplayer is fun because you're sitting there and laughing, but you're either going to have played this game a bunch and just be fine and be playing a game on your own and everybody's having fun because they're having fun together. We're not actually adding any value from what this game does. The multiplayer, like stealing the cards and the other stuff, there's no actual competitive anything that's happening in multiplayer.
No, that's great.
We had fun. No one else is going to be in that situation anyways most of the time. And it's not even that good of a game. Kind of funny. every other way, it's a miss. I probably wouldn't even go back and play the first one on GBA,
You don't deserve
honestly. Yeah, because I want something with substance. So, yeah, no, it's a hard no from me this week.
I'm fine with you not giving this game New Game Plus, but
I have waffled back and forth a little bit because I actually got to spend a lot of time going through the single player campaign, if you can call it such, on my own before I made the trip down south to be with the boys. And then we got to play multiplayer together, and that just upped the experience because honestly, anything we play together is going to up the experience.
That's true.
I am well aware that no one is going to be able to play multiplayer like this today.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That is a unique thing that we are able to do. But even in the single player experience, I had fun going through the first time. I don't think I would play it multiple times.
Okay.
But I don't think I don't think every game needs to be a 10, 15, 20, 40, 60, 80 hour game.
Sure.
I think that people can go through this game for the first time, experience the novelty of it, and be done with it.
Sure.
And enjoy the experience and say, I have no idea what happened, but that was funny and fun. I also, like you, don't love Mario Party. I like Mario Party.
It's fine.
Some of the games there are great. Some of the games are not. Some of the games here, none of the games here are great because they're all 5 seconds just absurdness, but it's not about those individual games. It's about the experience as a whole. Yeah. And I had a good experience, both single player and multiplayer this week. It's not a game that will get multiple hours out of you, especially single player, but it is a game that I think everyone should get trolled by at least once, meaning I do give this vote, or give this game my vote for New Game Plus status.
I'm surprised.
This is the most wrong we've ever been about a game.
You do not believe that.
That's definitely not true.
No, absolutely.
I'm surprised.
Well, yeah. Well, that means that WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Games is New Game Plus certified. But what did you think? We had 460 votes on YouTube. 48% of them said yes, it's worth playing today.
Okay.
Nonsense.
Only 8% said we agree with Kenny.
Okay.
And 44% have never played before.
And that 44% would all agree with me.
Do you think some of those 44% had played the GBA?
I think so. Yes, because why would you play this one?
Doubt.
What about when the GBA game gets pulled? We've already played it.
Oh wait, it's in there too?
Yeah.
We're gonna do an episode and it's gonna you'll see.
I'll be sick that week.
You will see.
We had many of you write in. We can't include all of your thoughts right now, but I would have loved to include at least some of your thoughts on the Retro Game of the Week. Garlisle said, I've kept putting the original GBA game in the Patreon pool, hoping it would happen as a huge fan of the franchise. It would seem a monkey's paw somewhere heard my wish.
Yeah.
Is it like a monkey's grandfather?
No. PAW.
Calling this game a remake feels unfair. It's a repurposing for a single-player experience, honestly worse.
Good word choice.
Even if the micro games are intact, the framing of them is much worse. You get none of the characters and goofy setting, and you can't even play the individual stage sets for high scores. The core draw of the series is its arcade-style replayability, and they gutted that. It is, for that reason, my choice for worst in the series. For single-player. For multiplayer, it's on a better front at least, because that was the hope, to use the multiplayer opportunities the GameCube presented. But to properly enjoy it, everyone has to be familiar with the base game in the first place, and not doing a great job teaching it doesn't help. Is this game still good and fun? Yes, but the entire franchise is great. I just think this is the least great.
Here's when you should play this game multiplayer. If you have 16 people in a room, and this is the only video game you have, and you have nothing better to talk about.
On a deserted island with electricity?
Exactly.
That was Garlisle?
That was Garlisle.
Summed it up perfectly. And also, Garlisle, can you please tell me which game I should play next? Because I honestly didn't know there was a bigger series.
We're about to find that out. Oh, we're about to randomize.
No, not the Retro Game of the Week. WarioWare game.
Caden said, WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Games is a fine game. I played it for about 15 minutes, which you can, and felt like I wasn't missing out on anything. Also, I didn't like the guy with the blue hair and the music note mustache.
Jimmy?
Because he kept saying, hey, DJ, come on. I am not a micro games person and prefer RPGs, same, or action-adventure games. But if you are into this kind of game, then check it out. I don't know if I would have paid $50 for it, though. I think it worked better as a portable GBA game and would suggest that over this one. I also think it is a little too hard for a pick-up-and-play title. Like I said, this is a great game if you are into the genre, but it may not be for everyone. No New Game Plus for me.
when you do put the price tag in there, it does start to feel a little like
Oh yeah, I wouldn't pay
That's kinda
$50
high.
for it.
If you're buying it at a garage sale from someone who's like throwing it in with other games you actually want to buy
On that deserted island.
you're still overpaying a little bit.
Retroman03 said, "This is my first WarioWare game, and I think it's fun. I played through the main campaign
unfortunate.
and really liked the quick fire levels. My favorite genre was Nintendo. It was a lot of fun to play bite-sized portions of classic Nintendo games. But the question I wanted to answer was, is this a good remake? And I honestly don't think so. The GBA version is where it's at. It seems to me that the OG version was perfect because it was portable. I can't really play this game for much longer than 45 minutes at a time, and this game is perfect for a car ride. I guess a positive, is that it is marketed as a party game, and if you are buying it as a party game, by all means, you'll have a lot of fun. But for a single-player experience, stick with the GBA version. But if someone told me they don't have a GBA, and they do have a GameCube, and they didn't want to emulate the game, I would highly suggest and they're on an island, and they have electricity, and they
At
get
a
it
garage
from a garage
sale.
sale.
with these scenarios.
But he still says, because of that, I still give the game New Game Plus.
Okay, cool. So Garlo used the word repurposing earlier,
Yeah.
and instead of remake, I would just say repurposing because that's exactly what it is. It's
Yeah.
just them taking it and being like, let's do this instead with it, and it works for some group. For
I'm
a group of
sticking with
people.
leftovers, but not like the good kind that are better the second time you go back and heat them up. The bad kind that are like stale and dry, and you're like, I don't actually
We
want
get it.
that.
We get it on an island. Okay, and then finally, Clint said, "My first experience with WarioWare was a demo disc for the GameCube that introduced me to many other games such as Wind Waker
about
and Sonic
demo
Adventure
discs.
DX. The disc had the ability to put the WarioWare micro games onto a GBA utilizing the GBA link cable. So my siblings and I would load up our GBAs in WarioWare, and then we would take turns playing the console demos. My later experiences with these games have been such a blast, and each game is such a showcase in how Nintendo does really wacky stuff. But this series has always been so polished that the wackiness is a feature, not a bug. Absolutely getting the thumbs up from me. Wario is the second best Mario character behind Waluigi."
Kenny, what do you think?
Whoa.
You're a Luigi guy, huh?
Yeah.
Wario's not up there. He's not top 3. Yoshi is at top.
3. I don't think he's top 3.
As a character, he's up there for me actually
Yoshi-
too.
since-
I like Wario, the character,
Oh,
like
wow.
in the Mario universe. Like
I
when
wouldn't have
he's
thought
off
that
being Wario, like doing his own games,
Farting
the
on people?
games don't work
No,
for me.
sir.
But the character works for
I
me.
forgot about demo discs.
Okay, this is easy. It's Yoshi. It's that new princess that I met on Galaxy.
Rosalina?
Oh my goodness. And it is
They have artwork. You know?
and it is Mushroom Head.
Toad?
Mushroom Head,
Do
Ready
you know
Savage,
his
Ready
name?
Savage. So we are going to put aside mega party games, and we are going to randomly select, but not from our expansive retro master list, because it is time for another Patreon
Patreon
poll. And so from our patrons, we got a lot of games. We have Silent Hill 2 for the PS2 on here.
Ooh, no, thank you.
We have a lot of people actually change their vote when they found out that we were together this
Smart.
week.
Okay.
So we've got a lot of like multiplayer opportunities.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to continue to throw out a few in here. But we've got Diddy Kong Racing, Super Smash
That'd be
Bros.
fun. That'd be sick.
We've got a couple Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind in here.
Interesting.
We've got Micro Machines 96 and Kirby's Dream Course.
I rocked some Micro Machines as a kid.
We've got Super Smash Bros. Melee on here, and Paper
Wow.
Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. We've got
Whoa. Also intelligent systems?
Castlevania NES, and of course from Bill we have 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Always. One day. The
One
day
day.
we get that is going to be insane.
One day. So hold on to your butts. Randomizing now. We are going to be playing a beat 'em up video game,
Oh, great.
Lovely.
but guys, it is released by Sunsoft.
So?
It's a good
No,
company.
Sunsoft
Yeah,
gets
but-
me hyped.
But it's still a beat 'em up.
In 1994,
Mid 90s has potential.
for both the Super Nintendo and your Genesis.
But if it's based on the
That's
TV
like-
show, I will flip the table.
That's that's hype.
it's
That
not based on a TV show, but it is based on something.
Great.
It's based on a comic book. In fact, a DC comic book.
I'm Batman?
Yeah, is it a
You
Batman
wish you
game
were
I'm
again?
Batman.
Batman.
You wish you were Batman.
Batman with a gun again?
It was published by Sunsoft, developed by Blizzard Entertainment.
Okay. You're making.
I'm not making
I
this up.
forget that Blizzard did all
I'm not
of these
making this up.
things back in the day.
And the game that we're going to be playing for the next 7 days, and at least some of it together, we're going to be doing the first play together.
Yes, big.
Okay.
It's
Big.
called The Death and Return of Superman.
Oh. What? Wait, rented this one, I think.
Use a rental
I
for
think
you.
so.
On Genesis?
It would have been Genesis, not SNES.
Rental for me, big rental for me on NES.
You said it was
No.
Genesis?
Genesis and Super Nintendo.
It would have been Genesis.
I said NES.
No
Super
idea, and I'm so torn because I don't remember this one, but there are some Super Nintendo games that are comics and superheroes and are absolutely great, and there's some that are absolute trash. And so I'm concerned. The fact that it's a Patreon pool selection instead of just a random
that
makes me kind of intrigued.
Kind of
like
hopeful,
there's somebody at least likes this game, or we're getting trolled. Maybe it's a WarioWare kind of week.
It could be
and
both.
It's not Wario.
So we'll see.
I'm trying to pull up who shared it. I believe it was Maxima. Maxima, The Death and Return of Superman, put 2 votes in for that. So your votes work. So find a copy again. Don't find a copy again. Again, find a copy of The Death and Return of Superman, either Super Nintendo or Genesis. I would imagine there's some slight variances and differences. I've only played the Super Nintendo. I'm
going to play Genesis this week.
Well,
just
sure you are. Sure you are. And then join us next week as we talk about the death and return of Superman.
You can join us in our Discord server and chat about Death and Taxes of Superman and other things. We have a lot of off-topic channels as well. That's where we're going to be hanging out this week as we're together. Go to discord.gg/newgameplus.
We want to say thanks to you out there, whoever you are, for listening to this episode. But especially to those of you who support our continued experience here on New Game Plus at whatever level you support us on Patreon. But we had some new patrons join the party this week for the first time.
The Mega Party.
Which is super hype.
That's big.
And so Retro Man, Mariana, Bill, Taryn, who upped their contribution.
Thank you.
As well as Cranklad and Caden. Thank you so much for hopping on board, for giving us your vote of confidence. We want to, of course, say thank you to our director-level supporters, Bro Jim, Garlisle, and Clyn. You guys are amazing. Thanks to our large list of producer-level supporters as well, including Amarlian, Antonin, Astrosoul, Ben, Brunt, Carrie, Captain Protein, Dan, Francesca, Gimbin, Joey, Jordan, J. Robert, Justin, Nignat, Corey, Maxima, Mr. Lattes, Nawel, Sajan, Secret Duck of Evermore, Shauna, Thomas, Unbelievable, William, and Zion.
Nice.
We appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for letting us do what we do. Hope to keep bringing you fun content.
I would imagine you said directors as well. I just wasn't paying attention.
I know you weren't, but I did.
I do want us to just pause for a brief moment. We mentioned it at the top of the episode, but the reason why we've been able to be together this week and produce this content is because of our patrons.
Absolutely.
Yeah, always.
In particular, our producers and directors that have supported us at an outlandish, outrageous amount for some of you for years now.
Yeah, for a long time, but also to the level of quality that we've been able to achieve too has been patrons. Why do we keep doing that? So thank you so much for doing.
And so when we got together, we didn't want to just half-heart this thing, and so hopefully you have seen some significant quality in our presentation. We wanted to present something worth looking at, worth listening to, and hopefully we've done that for you.
Yeah, fun that this week has been what early on was a crazy, crazy stretch goal. And now we've kind of seen the podcast and the community grow and succeed, and we want to keep striving to make better content, to do more entertaining things for you guys, and we can't wait for you all to continue being a part of it and for more fun bonuses like this down the road. Yeah.
If you're interested in finding more NGP content, you can do that at all of our social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. All of those links are in the show notes below. Listen directly on any podcast provider of your choice, and make sure you subscribe so that you are the first to get new NGP episodes. While you're at it, please leave a kind rating and review. This video episode was edited by our friend Dylan. This audio episode was edited and produced by our friend Dan Willett. Join us next week as we play the Death and Return of Superman. Until then, I'm Waluigi.
I'm Lex Luthor.
I'm Mushroom Head Randy Savage.
We're all over the place, and this has been a body-to-body New Game Plus.